Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto YAHAWAH, BaHa, YAHAWASHI, RACHAA, QADASH, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. And I just wanted to show you the comment board for this character's video, right? This is going to be bare women and simps, right? You know, just bare women, just bigging him up, obviously. You know, you know, these people believe in this guy's foolishness. And this guy's argument is disjointed because, one, he's trying to make an argument about marrying the other nations, but at the same time, an argument determining what the seed of that marriage would be. Those are two different arguments, right? The seed of a union between the Israelite man and the Israelite woman is a seed of Israel. It's a seed of the man. And that has never changed. Once the Lord separated the seeds, right, that was done before the law. The seeds are separate. There's not one individual in the scriptures that's ever been noted as being mixed. You can't be mixed because your seed is of your father. Now, Noah, from him came various seeds because the Lord blessed it that way, but never a mixed seed. So you had Ham, and then from Ham came the different Hamitic seeds from Shem and so forth. And the Lord separated all the seeds out, which is why you have differentiating nations, and everyone has their inheritance. What you're trying to say is that there's people walking around with multiple inheritance, multiple destinies. It doesn't work like that. So that means you can get someone that's half Israelite, half Edomite. So they're blessed and cursed at the same time. What's wrong with you, man? It doesn't work like that. You are what you are. Everything. Saying that you could be a mixed seed is the same thing as saying you could be a man and a woman. No, you're either a man or you're a woman. It's what you were created. It's your genus. It's what you were born. And you were born from a woman of your father. Now, the fact of the matter is this. He's trying to talk about Moses and his wife was a Shemite or priestly seed. And all. Listen, one thing, this is what we do know. Moses' wife, Zipporah, was not an Israelite. So that cuts you from day one, because guess what? His children are Israelites. Oh, oops. Zipporah came from a priestly seed. This guy, man. Zipporah came from a priestly seed. Her father, Jethro, was a priest, which means he was a Shemite. Only a son of Shem can be a priest. I mean, where did they get all this stuff from? And what does that have to do with the fact that you're trying to teach that you can't marry another nation by law, or that child is not an Israelite? You can't, like, regardless of what you want to try and go around the thing, Moses himself had a woman that was not Israelite. In the law, you can take a woman, a concubine of other nations. David had women that weren't Israelites, and his sons were reckoned. Solomon had sons. His heir to the throne, the mother was an Ammonite. What are you talking about? He wasn't a bastard. Was it is it Jeroboam? Jeroboam wasn't a bastard. What's wrong with you? A mamzer is someone whose father is a heathen, and therefore they are illegitimate. That's what a mamzer is. All right. Now, someone put a comment here. Right. Vivian Williams said this. Thank you so much. This had bothered me once. I came into the truth. My father was Puerto Rican, so-called, and my mother was melanated, whatever melanated means. Puerto Ricans are also melanated. I don't understand. What does melanated mean? How do you define as being melanated? Is there a particular shade that you have to pass? That's not an identity. But anyway, my mom was melanated, and all I was hearing that was we mixed ones wasn't a Israelite. There's no such thing as being mixed. There's no such thing. When the scripture was speaking about a mixed multitude, it was talking about various nations of people mixing together, just like in America. You have various nations of people that have come together to make themselves one as a mixture. But an individual person cannot be mixed. I'll give you an example. I could take an apple seed, and almond and all different type of seeds and put them in a cereal. That's called a mixed cereal. I could eat those cereals. But what I won't be able to produce is a mixed tree. I can't take a kernel of corn and an apple seed and I can mix them all up in a bowl and that'll be mixed seeds. But when I plant any one of those seeds, it's either going to be corn or it's either going to be an apple. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Everything brings forth of its own seed. Yeah? The individual itself cannot be mixed. Have some understanding. There is no such person as a thing as a mixed person. That's something that Esau came up with. Mulattoes and all this garbage and mongrels, because that goes into Esau's taxonomy. White supremacy, really. All right? That's not biblical. You are who your father is. Now, one person here said Puerto Ricans are Israelites, so I don't know why they would say that. Are they mixed? Mamzas, European, Spaniard, Indian, and African. My family have been in America for generations. Nobody swirled or self-hated. Like, what kind of foolishness? So you ultimately believe that in your lineage there's no women of another nation. Well, if you're from the tribe of Judah, well, guess what? The women that Judah brought forth Zerah, Phares, and Shelah from were Canaanites. So guess what? If you're claiming to be from the tribe of Judah, you have a heathen mother in your lineage. Does that make you a mamzer? Oh no, but the law wasn't there yet. It's not the law. I thought it was something physical. And they did have the law. It just wasn't written down in a covenant. That's why you knew who was a Judite and who weren't a Judite, based upon that reckoning of the father. Goodness gracious. How do you think Moses knew he was a Levite? Because they understood generations. They understood how tribes were formed and how families were divided, as it is in Numbers. You guys are confusing different things. All right? Where does the seed come from? Wisdom of Solomon 7:1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, of the pleasure that came with sleep. All right?
Same day GP appointments.
You see, these guys, man, these people lack understanding. And that's all it comes down to, and they're emotional. All right? When you are formed, every single person on this earth was formed by one sperm from one man. And that's that. If you go back to Jacob, Jacob had 2 wives and 2 concubines. All of the children of Jacob are his seed, and no one else's. And they're not half anything. There's no halves. Don't you understand this? You are. There's no half. That's confusion. The Lord is not the author of confusion.
P. Livy. See a GP by video.
That whole idea of being mixed race is folly, man. There's no such thing as being mixed race. The Lord separated the sons of Adam by men.
Fertilization is the epic story of a single sperm.
I gotta bring it here because it seems that we gotta go through a damn biology class, man. And who said the word biology means the study of life? The Lord created it this way.
Facing incredible odds to unite with
By
an
the way,
egg
the word
and form
seed is sperm.
a human life. It is the story of all of us.
It is the story of all of us. Let's hear that again.
Fertilization is the epic story of a single sperm facing incredible odds.
A single sperm. All of us here that are listening to this video, we were created from a single sperm, which came from a single man. It ain't mixed. If you want mixed sperm, then there's something wrong with you. That's some next gay porno. Some sickness, some disgusting shit. We don't deal with no mixed seed, mixed sperm over here. One sperm we deal with, yeah? When I do what I do, my sperm, not the next man's sperm involved. I don't know what's going on there.
To unite with an egg and form a new human life. It is the story of all of us. During sexual intercourse, about 300 million sperm enter the vagina.
Right? So you get all this sperm from one man. But what if she's having multiple relations and she has sperm from different men? It don't matter. Only one sperm from one man is going to get the job done.
Soon afterward, millions of them will either flow out of the vagina.
Now you can have a situation where there's 2 eggs. You can have the situation where there's 2 eggs. So, but still, it's 1 sperm to an egg. Yeah? 1 sperm to an egg. Yeah?
Or die in its acidic environment. However, many survive because of the protective elements provided in the fluid surrounding them. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix, an opening into the uterus. Usually, it remains tightly closed, but here the cervix is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. The sperm swim through the cervix, create an impenetrable fertilization membrane. As the reaction spreads outward, the zona pellucida. Next, the egg, a single sperm pellucida, they attach to special nation. At long last,
so let's pretend that in this video, this woman, she just had a gangbang with about 100 men. So all these sperms is from different men. Let's pretend there's a mixed bag of sperm in a pum-pum.
Sperm reach the egg. Only a few dozen of the original 300 million sperm remain. The egg is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata. The sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida. When sperm reach the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm receptors on the surface, which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes, enabling the sperm to burrow into the layer. Inside the zona pellucida is a narrow, fluid-filled space just outside the egg cell membrane. The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg. After a perilous journey and against incredible odds, a single sperm attaches to the egg cell membrane.
A single sperm. So you can't be mixed. There's no individual on this earth that can possibly be mixed. 1 sperm from 1 man. That's how all people, that's how the Lord is able to divide the nations. By men. So you're not half this or half that. That's foolishness, man. Cannot be half. Because the seed is of the man. The woman doesn't determine the seed. If the woman determined the seed, then how can you then divide the nations? How can Mizraim be the father of the Mizraimites when his woman wouldn't have been Mizraim? And then where would his sons have? His sons would have had to deal with his own daughters. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that Jacob dealt with his own daughters or something? No, he didn't. And did his sons deal with Jacob's daughters? No, they didn't. They dealt with other women from the other nations. That's how the nation got big. What are you talking about, man? It's recorded.
Few minutes, the outer membranes fuse and the egg pulls the sperm inside. This event causes changes in the egg membrane that prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Next, the egg releases chemicals that push other sperm away from the egg and create an impenetrable fertilization membrane. As the reaction spreads outward...
So no person on this planet Earth is mixed. You are who your father is.